What is up, everybody? Ethan back tonight with an album review, and I've got a really good one tonight. This is an album that I didn't really listen to that much up until here recently. Really got into this guy, this guitar player. It's a band, but it's his band. Just a incredible guitar player, an incredible band that he was in, and this is probably one of the, if not the best, top two or three album from this band. Um, this guitar player, he's an English guitar player. He was in a band in the late '60s and early '70s called Procol Harum, which I'm not too familiar with them. I've heard of them. Maybe I'll have to check them out. But the guitar player is Robin Trower, and the album is Bridge of Sighs. Got it right here. This is his solo project. $7 I got this for. Like I said, this is his solo project featuring guitarist Robin Trower, the main guy, the kind of front runner, vocalist James Dewar, phenomenal singer, underrated '70s hard rock, blues rock singer. And then a guy named Reg Isidore on drums. The next album would feature a guy named Bill Lorden on drums, which they recorded For Earth Below, Long Misty Days. What is that other album called? Victims of the Fury. I have all those. But yeah, this is their second album, released April 20th, 1974, recorded in the Olympic and AIR studios in London, England in late '73 and early '74 on the Chrysalis label, produced by Mr. Matthew Fisher. Just a phenomenal blues rock, hard rock album. This is not, the typical stuff I talk about like southern rock or heavy metal. This is straight up blues rock, but it's heavy blues rock. Mr. Robin Trower, the guitar player, you can hear a lot of Hendrix influence in his playing. Really, really sounds a lot like Hendrix. Without Jimi Hendrix, there probably wouldn't be a Robin Trower, but Robin Trower kind of took the framework that almost forgot his name, Jimi Hendrix started, and he just ran with it. Jimi Hendrix passed away in '71, I believe. Robin just kind of took that framework and just took it to the stratosphere. So yeah, I get a lot of Jimi Hendrix and his playing style. I was actually reading on Wikipedia, Robin Trower was a Les Paul guy in the late '60s and early '70s. The typical kind of blues rock guitar, but he was touring with Jethro Tull and their guitarist Martin Barr. He saw his guitar laying on the ground when he was touring with him, picked it up and plugged it in, and legend has it that when he heard it, he was like, "Oh, this is it. This is what I've been missing." And from then on, he's been a proponent of the Fender Stratocaster guitar, and that's what he plays to this day. And it says he currently uses his custom-built Strat made by the Fender Custom Shop. Yeah. The guitar is equipped with a 1950s reissue pickup in the next position. This is his custom-built Strat from the Fender Custom Shop. So yeah, cool story. Yep. Martin Barr, another great guitar player from a great band, Jethro Tull, two amazing British bands. But yeah, Bridge of Sighs, man, just their first album, and I'll be right back. Their first album, released a year before it, 1973, For Earth Below, Twice Removed from Yesterday. Also phenomenal album. I almost wanted to review this one, but this is just such a great debut, a bluesy hard rock album. Bridge of Sighs being the second one is just a little bit better. It just, the band just really came into their own. It's just as good as that one is. This one's even better. Let's just go ahead and get into the track listing. I've already mentioned the guys in the band. It kicks off with a song called Day of the Eagle. That is a heavy, rampaging, fun, high energy blues rock song with a killer vocal from James Dewar. What an underrated singer. I had never heard of this guy, and I'd never really heard of this band or Robin Trower, over a year ago. I'm new to these guys. I really started discovering their music. As you can see, I bought a lot of their vinyls. There's Long Misty Days. Just a great band. James Dewar, what a singer. Has a real powerful, kind of soulful, bluesy voice. Think Paul Rogers from Bad Company and Free, but I even kind of prefer James Dewar over Paul Rogers, because Paul Rogers had a wonderful bluesy, soulful voice with great range, but he had more of a radio-friendly voice. James Dewar has a little more of a gruffer, kind of gritty, soulful, bluesy voice, kind of less radio-friendly, so I kind of prefer his voice over Paul Rogers, but he does sound similar to Paul Rogers, I would say. Some similarities. But yeah, just a great singer, and he shines on this album. His singing paired up with Robin Trowers' guitar, magic. Just absolute magic. But yeah, Day of the Eagle, I'm rambling on. Just a great kickoff song. It's like a great driving song, just high energy. The riff is heavy. Robin Trowers' Fender Strat tone is thick and heavy. You know how some guitar players have like a kind of a thin, kind of tinny sound? That could also be the production. But Robin's guitar tone, is thick and fat and heavy, almost like a bass guitar. I love it. It's just bulbous and massive. And then James Dewar also plays bass and sings. They're a three-piece, so the bass is high up in the mix. The drums are incredible. It's just heavy, cranking, three-piece blues rock. That is a phenomenal song. And then goes right into the title track, Bridge of Sighs, which is a moody, soulful, melancholy song. Just an incredible guitar. I wrote incredible guitar soloing throughout longer song. Just a showcase for Robin Trowers' guitar talents. Bridge of Sighs is just atmospheric. It just kind of bubbles and boils. Just moody song. It's not a real radio friendly type song. It's not a real, fun tap your toes kind of song. It's just kind of a dreamy, moody, just guitar credenzo. It's excellent. And then that song goes right into In This Place, right in the same vein of Bridge of Sighs. Moody, mournful, longing, soulful, incredible singing from James Dewar. Just the emotion that he sings with, the power, just great blues rock in its essence. Very similar. Those two songs, and I will mention, this album needs to be listened to from beginning to end. Don't playlist it. Don't pick favorite songs. Listen to this album from beginning to end, because it just moves and they just flow right into each other, each song. So you've got to listen to it as a whole album. That's my recommendation anyway. Do what you want. I'm not telling you what to do, but that's just my preference. Yeah, In This Place, just a great soulful song. And then it gets, kicked up a notch with The Fool in Me, the next song, which has a killer wah-wah guitar riff that carries the song. It's a real upbeat song. I wrote that in my notes. Just a great wah-wah riff. He used the wah pedal a lot. Just a heavy, fun, bluesy song with another great vocal from James Dewar. And the next song, it gets even better. There's just not a bad song on this album. There just isn't. To Rolling Stoned, which killer guitar playing from Robin Trower. This is like his voodoo child from Hendrix. This is just a song for him to show off, and he does that in grand fashion. Great song, great riff. It's heavy, it's rampaging. It's a longer song. It stops midway or 3/4 of the way. Just kind of slows down to an almost Black Sabbath-y type trudge. Just gets heavy and slow and doomy. Great song, To Rolling Stone. Just 7 minutes of pure guitar playing. Phenomenal singing, bass playing, and wonderful drums. Just the groove of this band is just top notch. About to Begin is the 6th track, fast paced. This is more of a quicker, shorter song with incredible singing from James Dewar again. Every song he's amazing on. What a singer. Lady Love is the 7th song. Upbeat with great heavy, thick kind of guitar riffs throughout it. Little Bit of Sympathy finishes the album off with grand fashion. It's a longer song, kind of more in the vein of Two Rolling Stoned. Just a great funky lick in that. The riff just pairs so nicely with James Dewar's singing. The groove is just killer. The band is just so locked in. It's just a great song. 8 songs, 37-minute and 22-second album. It comes and it goes. Each song is great. It's not filled with filler. Just excellent from beginning to end. Not a bad song on the album. It's just a great listen. Yeah, I would say... There's the inner sleeve with the... I would say just one of the... And this, I will say, this used vinyl that I got is in superior condition. No scratches, no skips. It's older. I don't know if it's an original copy, but it's in great condition. So, like I said, I got it for $7 a couple months ago at a local vinyl shop near me. When I moved here before Christmas, Of course, I scoped out the area for used vinyl and record shops, and I found one very near me, and it's really good. I picked up a lot of these. Actually, I picked up the rest of the Trower albums in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and then another one I picked up in an antique store in Brazelton, back where I used to live, where I'm from, my hometown. But yeah, just got a good deal on all these. I got Bridge of Sighs for $7. Twice Removed from Yesterday, $3.95. That's the first album. The one that follows up Bridge of Sighs, For Earth Below, got it for $3.95. The next one, Long Misty Days, $6.50. There's a shot of the band right there. And I need to listen to these other ones more. I've listened to them at least once, but I need to listen to them as much as I have Bridge of Sighs. And then here's Victims of the Fury from 1980, which is just a great hard-rocking Trower album, $4.95. So I've got all these for excellent prices, like 5 vinyls under $15, under $20. You can't beat it. But yeah, Bridge of Sighs, I would say, is my favorite. I would say it's the most consistent album of his 70s output. And I would go so far as to say, one of the underrated, unsung, great rock albums of the 1970s. Like I said, I'm new to these guys. Last 6 months especially, I've really started listening to them and, exploring their albums. I'd heard the name Robin Trower maybe a little bit here and there, but never heard him on the radio. I mean, that doesn't mean they're not good. Usually quite the opposite. Just never heard him mentioned like your Led Zeppelin, your Jimmy Pages, your Black Sabbaths, your Pink Floyds, the Eagles, and I like those bands. I love Sabbath, but you're always hearing Pink Floyd on the radio, the Eagles, and Billy Idol, and you get tired of those songs kind of. But this is just underrated, I think. I don't know, maybe guitar players know this album better than I did, but I've never really heard this mentioned in great 70s albums. It's incredible. It's up there with like Zeppelin's albums. I would say the guitar playing is phenomenal. The singing is great. The lyrics are good and thought-provoking. They're not, stupid and, shallow. Just a great, hard rock 74 album. And a lot of the albums released in this time period, from like 69 to 75, just every year jam-packed with incredible hard rock albums. And this is just up there with like Blue Oyster Cult, Secret Treaties. This album and that album, top 10 70s hard rock albums. You heard it here. Maybe that's controversial, but underrated album right here. I recommend it. If you like hard rock, if you like blues, if you just like guitar playing, if you like great singing, all on this album. This is just one of the great 70s albums. I can't praise it enough. Is it perfect? Maybe not. Is it a Dark Side of the Moon? Maybe not, but man, underrated album. I don't hear enough about this. This is not mentioned. I don't know if Trower's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or not, but what an album. What a guitar player. And he really had a good band here. So yeah, I'm going to give this, pretty much 5 out of 5 stars, 4.5, 5, 95 out of 100. Is it a Sgt. Pepper's from the Beatles? Maybe not. It's not a game changer album. He just kind of took what Jimi Hendrix did and ran with it. Give more credit to Hendrix for, making people like Robin Trower, come in his wake. But yeah, just a great album. Yeah, Robin Trower, Bridge of Sighs, 4.5 out of 5 stars. Can't recommend it enough. Go out and listen to it on Spotify, YouTube, wherever you listen to your music, or pick up a physical copy like I did. Yeah, can't recommend it. Thank you for watching this album review of Bridge of Sighs.